Some people walk into a room and everything shifts. You don't know why, but you feel it. The air gets calmer, sharper, more alive. It's not their words. It's not their looks. It's something deeper. A frequency. A force. What you're sensing is their aura, a powerful, invisible field shaped by years of self-mastery. According to Master Shi Heng Yi, your aura is not just energy, it's the expression of your discipline, your focus, your alignment. And those with truly powerful auras tend to share 5 unmistakable signs. These aren't vague spiritual clichés. They're clear, grounded indicators you can recognize in yourself and others, once you know what to look for. So today, we're going to explore those 5 signs and how each one can transform the way you influence the world, without forcing a thing. Don't miss a single part. Because when you understand your aura, you stop chasing, and start attracting from a whole new place. There are moments in life when you notice something strange. You enter a room, and eyes turn toward you, not out of judgment or curiosity, but with quiet recognition. You didn't say a word. You didn't announce your presence. And yet, someone feels drawn to you. They ask you questions they wouldn't ask their closest friends. A stranger on the train tells you their life story. A child reaches for your hand. A dog sits beside you without command. This isn't coincidence. This is the first sign that your aura is powerful. You attract others without trying. To understand this, you have to stop thinking of yourself as just a body. You are a signal. A broadcast tower of frequencies. What you feel, think, and believe, whether consciously or not, radiates out of you like heat from a fire. When your aura becomes coherent, others sense it. Not with their logic, but with their nervous system. This is not mysticism. This is resonance. From a neurological standpoint, this attraction is explained by limbic synchrony. Your heart and brain rhythms create a field that others subconsciously entrain to. From a Shaolin perspective, it is known that a disciplined inner world brings order to the outer world. When your breath is anchored, when your thoughts are clean, when your intention is focused, you emit presence. That presence cuts through the noise of daily life like the gong that awakens the mind during meditation. Why does this matter? Because in today's world, attention is currency. And most are bankrupt. They don't know what they're reacting to. But you, when your aura is strong, don't need to speak loudly. You don't need to prove your worth. The world responds to energy, not noise. And when your energy is clear, calm, and quietly intense, others feel safe around you. They are drawn not to your appearance, but to your alignment. So how do you develop this silent pull, this magnetic stillness that bends the room without a word? First, practice stillness itself. As Master Shi Heng Yi teaches, don't move the body until the mind is still. Begin each morning not by reaching for your phone, but by sitting. 3 minutes of conscious breath. Inhale to 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. That simple act aligns your heart rhythm and stabilizes the electromagnetic field around you, a principle confirmed by heart-brain coherence research from modern neurocardiology. Second, carry your spine like a warrior monk. This isn't just posture. It's energy management. A slouched back compresses your diaphragm and closes your chest, weakening your auric output. When you stand tall, when your chin is slightly tucked and your crown reaches the sky, you're signaling to your nervous system, I am alert. I am grounded. I am available. This physical alignment activates the vagus nerve, shifting your physiology from survival to connection. You become a safe presence, not just for others, but for yourself. Third, reduce unnecessary speech. Shaolin practice is built on the discipline of conservation, of energy, of breath, of presence. When you stop explaining yourself to people who are not ready to understand, your energy thickens. It stops leaking through the cracks of needing validation. The less you say, the more powerful your words become. Let your aura speak first. Let others feel you before they hear you. A powerful aura is not about being impressive. It is about being authentic. It is about living in alignment with your values, so deeply that others can sense it without needing proof. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs presence. And your presence begins not with volume, but with vibration. So ask yourself, what do others feel before I speak? And more importantly, what do I feel before I act? You walk into a room, and even before anyone speaks, you know something is off. The smiles don't match the eyes. The laughter feels hollow. You sense tension in the air as if it's thick enough to touch. Later, someone confirms your instinct. An argument happened before you arrived. But you already knew. Not because you guessed. Because you felt. This is the second sign that your aura is powerful: heightened emotional sensitivity and intuition. To feel deeply is not weakness, it is attunement. You are not merely noticing surface behavior. You are perceiving vibration. The field of energy emitted by a room, a person, a moment. You're tuned to frequencies others are too distracted to perceive. From a Shaolin perspective, this is not considered extraordinary. It is considered a natural consequence of inner stillness. When the mind is quiet, the senses sharpen. When you stop reacting, you begin to perceive. Modern neuroscience validates this. Your insula, a region of the brain responsible for interoception and empathy, is more active in emotionally sensitive individuals. Your vagus nerve, the great wandering communicator between brain and body, picks up on microsignals in posture, tone, and facial expression. It registers safety or threat before your conscious mind has time to interpret. This is not overthinking. This is your body reading the room in real time. But the world often mislabels this sensitivity. You're called too emotional or too sensitive. What they don't see is that you are not overwhelmed because you're weak, you're overwhelmed because you're open. You are absorbing subtle cues most people never notice. The flicker in someone's eye when they lie. The heaviness in the air after a silent argument. You don't just hear words, you feel intention. So what do you do with this heightened perception? How do you protect your nervous system from burnout while honoring this gift of depth? First, learn to distinguish between true intuition and fear-based reaction. Master Shi Heng Yi teaches, wisdom is the ability to see clearly, not merely to react. Intuition feels calm, grounded, neutral. Anxiety feels urgent, chaotic, scattered. When something arises within you, pause. Ask yourself, is this information or is this projection? True intuition doesn't shout. It whispers. And the whisper only comes through silence. Second, practice energetic hygiene. Just as you wash your hands after being in public, you must cleanse your energy after absorbing the emotional residue of others. A simple method: at the end of each day, sit still. Place both hands on your lower abdomen. Inhale deeply through the nose, exhale through the mouth with a soft, ha sound. Imagine releasing the weight you've picked up from others. This practice, rooted in both Taoist and Shaolin breathwork, clears emotional debris and resets your energy field. Third, set sensory boundaries. You cannot absorb everything and remain centered. Limit exposure to chaotic environments. If crowds drain you, retreat without guilt. Master Shi Heng Yi reminds us, discipline is not about forcing. It is about knowing when to act and when to withdraw. Say no without explanation. Cancel plans when your inner signal says rest. You are not avoiding life, you are honoring the integrity of your internal world. This sensitivity, when refined, becomes your compass. It tells you who to trust before betrayal happens. It tells you when to speak and when to stay silent. It tells you what path is aligned even when logic offers no explanation. In Shaolin philosophy, this is the wisdom of emptiness. Not a void, but a vast space where perception is unhindered by ego or desire. You become like still water, reflecting all, reacting to none. So the next time you feel something before it happens, believe yourself. Trust the silence inside you more than the noise around you. Because your aura is not passive. It is perceptive. And perception, when disciplined, becomes insight. If you could truly trust what you feel, how much noise would you stop chasing? You've seen it happen. The light above your head flickers the moment you step into a room. Your phone's battery drains abnormally fast when you're emotionally charged. Someone next to you sighs with relief just by being near you, and they don't know why. You may laugh it off as coincidence, but it happens too often to ignore. This is the third sign that your aura is powerful. Your energy physically affects the world around you. To those who live only in the material, this sounds absurd. But those who have trained their awareness, through movement, breath, and silence, understand, your body is not where your presence ends. You are surrounded by a measurable, responsive electromagnetic field. And the stronger, clearer, and more coherent your inner state is, the more it interacts with the environment in ways you can feel, and others can observe. Master Shi Heng Yi teaches that cultivation of energy begins with breath and posture, but matures into presence. When energy flows unobstructed through your meridians, when your mind is quiet and your emotions are not trapped, your aura expands. Not metaphorically. Literally. Instruments like heart rate variability monitors, thermal cameras, and Kirlian photography have all demonstrated physical manifestations of human energy shifts. But beyond the lab, the truth is simple: people feel you. Devices respond to you. Rooms change when you enter. From a scientific perspective, the heart emits the most powerful electromagnetic field in the body, up to 100 times stronger than the brain's electrical output. When you are emotionally coherent, when what you feel, say, and believe are aligned, your heart rhythm becomes harmonious. This state, known as cardiac coherence, affects your brain waves, your immune function, and even the electronics within your proximity. It's not magic. It's physics. And it's ancient wisdom rediscovered. So how do you cultivate this kind of presence? First, integrate intentional breathwork into your daily life. Not as performance, but as foundation. A practice taught by Master Shi Heng Yi is the 3-level breath. Inhale first into the abdomen, then the ribs, then the chest. Hold gently. Exhale in reverse, chest, ribs, abdomen. This sequential breathing opens energetic channels, balances the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, and regulates your internal voltage. When practiced consistently, your energy field stabilizes and strengthens. Second, train your body to become a conduit, not a container. A blocked body stores emotions. A trained body channels them. Daily movement, whether qigong, martial forms, or slow conscious walking, releases stagnant qi and grounds your field. You are not just burning calories. You are discharging emotional tension that otherwise leaks into your aura and causes friction with the external world. Third, observe the cause and effect relationship between your state and your surroundings. When you are calm, how do people treat you? When you are anxious, do devices glitch more frequently? When you're deeply joyful, do others randomly message you after months of silence? These are not accidents. This is resonance. As your energy becomes refined, it begins to shape your environment before you act. Your life begins to respond not to your effort, but to your frequency. Shaolin philosophy teaches that true power is invisible. The master does not move mountains by force, but by alignment. When your internal state is harmonious, your external world starts to reflect that harmony. Not always instantly, but consistently. A powerful aura doesn't need to impose itself. It simply radiates, and the world rearranges. So the next time something glitches around you, or someone says, "I feel better just being near you," don't dismiss it. Don't shrink. Instead, ask, what am I radiating right now? Because once you understand that your aura is not just emotional, it is physical. You begin to take responsibility for the invisible ripples you send into the world. If your energy can change a room, what else can it rebuild? You used to feel guilty for canceling plans, for stepping back, for leaving a room when the energy felt wrong. You were told it was antisocial, flaky, overly sensitive. But something deeper in you knew, it wasn't avoidance. It was preservation. It was alignment. This is the fourth sign that your aura is powerful. You set natural boundaries and manage your energy intuitively, without needing rules or permission. There is a moment when you stop forcing yourself into noise. You start protecting your silence, not as an escape, but as your sanctuary. You learn that your energy is not unlimited, and not everyone deserves access to it. In Shaolin philosophy, this is not selfishness. It is wisdom. As Master Shi Heng Yi says, discipline is not about pushing harder. It is about using your energy in the right way, at the right time, for the right purpose. This self-protection emerges not from fear, but from awareness. You know when a room drains you. You know when a conversation leaves you anxious. You feel the energetic shift when someone masks their intention behind charm or smiles. And without needing to explain, you step back. You don't argue. You don't justify. You just realign with your inner stillness. That's what real power looks like, quiet, clear, and unapologetic. Modern psychology recognizes this as emotional regulation and interoceptive intelligence. Your brain, particularly your anterior cingulate cortex, is constantly processing internal data, fatigue, tension, agitation. When you've trained yourself to pay attention to these cues, you can course-correct long before burnout. In neuroscience, this is called predictive processing. Your body signals what's wrong before your mind can name it. The more coherent your internal signals, the more naturally you draw boundaries to protect your vitality. But here's the challenge. Society rewards overextension. You're praised for self-sacrifice, admired for always being available. So when you begin to say no, people may resist. But the truth is, a powerful aura doesn't leak itself to please others. It knows when to pour and when to preserve. You've felt it. After spending time in a chaotic place or around someone draining, you don't feel bad, you feel scattered, depleted, off-center. That is your aura telling you, this is not your field. So how do you strengthen this energetic boundary without turning cold or withdrawn? First, refine your awareness of energy shifts. Master Shi Heng Yi teaches a practice known as mindful scanning. Before entering a space, or after leaving one, pause and notice how your body feels. Is your breath shallow? Is your chest tight? Are your shoulders tense? These signals tell you how the environment has affected you. The body doesn't lie. Train yourself to listen. Second, protect your energetic baseline through ritual. Before meeting others, anchor your own field. It can be simple, 3 deep breaths with your hand over your heart. Visualizing a gentle light around your body. Or repeating a phrase silently, like, I remain in my center. This isn't mysticism. It's focus. Athletes visualize. Performers breathe deeply before a stage. You are doing the same, tending the instrument of your energy before offering it to the world. Third, normalize solitude. A powerful aura doesn't need to constantly socialize. It understands that being alone is not loneliness, it's recalibration. The Shaolin monks live in community but train alone. Silence is not a punishment. It is where the signal becomes clear again. If you need to retreat, retreat fully. No guilt. No explanation. Because you know, every yes to others that violates your truth is a no to your integrity. And here's what happens when you honor this balance. You stop feeling resentful. You stop feeling fragmented. You stop overcommitting to avoid discomfort. You begin to speak less but with more precision. You begin to show up less often but with more presence. You begin to feel, deep in your nervous system, that your energy belongs to you. Not to validation. Not to obligation. But to purpose. When your aura is strong, you no longer force connection. You allow resonance. You don't chase belonging. You emanate alignment, and the right people, the right places, the right timing, they find you. So ask yourself, if you truly trusted your energy, what would you stop explaining? There's a moment when life begins to respond before you act. The job offer appears the day you stop obsessing. The person calls when you finally release your grip. The answer arrives not when you're pushing, but when you're aligned. This isn't fantasy. This is the fifth sign of a powerful aura. You manifest, not through force, but through frequency. What you hold in your field begins to shape the reality you live in. People around you call it coincidence, serendipity, luck. But inside, you know it's something else. You've stopped chasing. You've stopped pleading. Instead, your life mirrors your internal order. Your thoughts sharpen. Your emotions stabilize. Your intentions deepen. And reality reorganizes, not because you control it, but because you resonate with it. In Shaolin philosophy, this is the discipline of Wu Wei, not inaction, but non-resistance. As Master Shi Heng Yi says, the seed does not force the tree to grow. It creates the right conditions and lets nature work. Modern physics echoes this wisdom. Quantum mechanics shows that observation influences matter. Your attention is not passive, it is creative. Your brain emits electrical activity. Your heart radiates electromagnetic signals. Your emotions carry vibrational frequencies. These are not poetic ideas, they are measurable forces. And when you are emotionally coherent, mentally focused, and spiritually aligned, your field becomes more than stable. It becomes directive. You don't just attract. You shape. But this is not a license to wish lazily. Manifestation is not fantasizing. It is energetic participation. You have to clean your field. You have to quiet your mind. You have to know what you're inviting, and who you become when you hold it. A powerful aura doesn't attract what you want, it attracts what you are. And this is the deeper challenge. You must become the vibration of what you seek, long before it arrives. First, refine your intention. Most people don't attract what they desire because their minds are scattered. They want peace but focus on chaos. They want love but think about rejection. They want abundance but fear loss. A powerful aura begins with internal clarity. Master Shi Heng Yi teaches the practice of inner inquiry. Ask yourself, not once but repeatedly, what am I energizing with my thoughts? What emotion am I rehearsing every day? Your outer life is just a delayed echo of that inner rehearsal. Second, train emotional congruence. Your aura cannot broadcast one signal while you embody another. The universe doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to how you feel. If your mouth says, I trust, but your body is tight and your heart races with fear, your signal is distorted. Aligning your energy means feeling the feeling before the outcome. You practice joy now. You practice peace now. Not to fake it, but to claim it as your baseline, not your reward. Third, act with internal spaciousness. Don't chase what you want. Prepare for it. Embody it. This is why Shaolin training is so exacting. It doesn't prepare you just to fight, it prepares you to meet life without contraction. You visualize your movements before they occur. You train in silence so you can move precisely in chaos. This is also manifestation. When your aura is clean, when your nervous system is regulated, when your words and your presence align, you don't need to convince. Reality bends without conflict. And so, the question shifts from, how do I get what I want, to, how do I become what I already sense? Because the moment your energy matches the life you envision, it begins to appear, not always in the form you expect, but always in the lesson you need. Your aura isn't something you earn, it's something you refine. Day by day. Thought by thought. Breath by breath. It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about being more fully aligned with who you already are. A powerful aura doesn't shout. It doesn't chase. It doesn't need applause. It simply radiates, quietly and consistently, until the world begins to move in rhythm with your presence. Master Shi Heng Yi reminds us, the outside world is not your master, it's your mirror. And when your energy becomes stable, your vision clear, and your emotions disciplined, life reflects back your inner state with precision. So don't wait for permission to become powerful. Begin with presence. Begin with stillness. Begin with the small decisions that no one sees, but your energy never forgets. Because the aura you carry tomorrow is being built right now. And maybe, just maybe, that silent power you've always sensed in others has been growing in you all along.